I really wasn't going to touch on this too much. I was debating on whether to or not, because I believe everybody's allowed to have their own opinion on stuff, especially this whole cleanup and disaster and stuff. Um, I'll gladly stand there. I have stood there and listened to people's, explanation, let's call it. Some can explain very calmly, other ones can explain not too calmly, but I'm not out there to change your mind and your opinion. If you think what you want to think, that's perfectly fine with me. I think as humans, we can have different views on stuff. Uh, it's perfectly normal. But, I get it. I kind of feel for the mayor because, like I said, right here, I never thought I'd be on national television or a mob of reporters or a gymnasium. I get it. You know, a little town, 4,700 people roughly. You know, who would have thought this would have been in national, would have been national attention when something like this happened? But to make it national attention, it was a big, I was going to say crap show, but a big cleanup. And it kind of worries me to see, even after their NTSB hearings, that he still does not realize that he is being used by Norfolk Southern, or Norfolk Southern is playing him as stupid. That just really bothers me because I think the fire chief kind of got it. That I believe they used the fire chief big time to do what they did. And I think he realized it. I think he's seen that, and fortunately, he's got to watch what he says because it'll come reverberate onto the town. But I think he's seen that Norfolk Southern used him as a scapegoat to come down and interrupt him in a meeting he's in, pull him out, and say, "You have 13 minutes to make a decision for us to blow up these 5 cars." Whoa, 13 minutes. So I'm hoping he's, that brought the light, and especially with the testimony of the stuff being withheld from, Central Command, from the chemical manufacturer and stuff. I hope that comes, I hope he's seen the light and realized that, because this is a small town, Norfolk Southern thinks we're all freaking stupid, and is treating everybody like that. And if this would have happened in a bigger town, do you think this would have ended up the same way? I don't. I really don't. I think the cleanup would have been way different too. Um, it just sickens me that he still don't see that he's being played by the railroad, and and as somebody that can maybe sit as me sitting on the other side, I'm not making these decisions. I can see that. It just really bothers me he don't see that, because it in the long run it's going to make a difference. We're already 6 months, and look what has come out. Um, and it's only been 6 months. What's going to come out in a year, 2 years. I am. I hate to say this, but we've already started seeing it. Health issues, and cancer is a health issue, yes, but that's not going to be it's a bad one to have, but that's not going to be the only issue. It's going to be different health issues. Everybody's body handles stuff different, and we're going to start seeing more health issues in town. And unfortunately, the way he handled this is the media is going to go back on it and, really go after him because of the way he handled this. I I feel that that's what they're going to do. Just like, Norfolk Southern tried to blame the chief to make the final decision. Remember how many times Mr. Shaw said that in that one hearing, that he made the final decision. That was the fire chief made the decision. Fire chief made the decision. No, you used the fire chief. It plainly came out as day, but nothing's going to happen. Norfolk Southern is going to do a little petty fine for blowing up 5 tanks when there wasn't enough proof to blow up 5 tanks. They're going to get a petty fine, a slap on the wrist, and that's it. They're going to be able to continue to do what they do because, and they know that. They know that very well. Nobody's going to be held liable for what happened. It's sickening, but I get it. He's a small town mayor, and you just don't think he will be put into the spotlight like this. But unfortunately, when you take a position of power, I feel you always should be ready to step up and play that role as best you can, let's say. Or don't take the job. That's, I guess, same things with any work-related thing. If you want a supervisor job, then you better be ready to take the heat for, being a supervisor when you didn't do something when somebody else messed up or something. You better be able to take the heat because you would be the one in charge. So, but, I get where he comes from. Let's see here. He says 6 months later, things are getting back to normal. For most of the town, maybe. Let's see here. The part-time mayor, he worked a full-time job, and in addition to serving as mayor, has it weighed mentally on him. A lot of people's gonna get pissed at this video because a lot of people will. I don't want to say hate, but really judgmental. But oh well, you don't like this video, shut it off. At first, it was very hard. It was hard to juggle both. His wife and 2 kids. We've got through it, and we're doing a lot better than we were. I totally agree. Mentally, this would really, really weigh on you. Because I know what it does me, and I just go out and cover it, and I'm laying in bed at night, and thoughts are going through my head, and, I wish I would have done this when it happened. I wish I would have covered this more when it happened, and, I get it. It does weigh on you mentally, but, as of now, he says he's satisfied with the progress that Norfolk Southern is making to right its wrongs. About 200 residents are displaced from the derailment, either living in a hotel or with family members. Norfolk Southern is compensating for that, which is coming to an end because they offered this stupid house dust. I'm going to call it house dusting is what I'm going to call it. They're going to come dust your house, and then you're expected to return home, and they're going to stop paying for you. So, but I would like to remind the mayor that, while there is 4,700 people, that approximately lives in town, there are still, you represent all 4,700. You don't represent, let's say, 4,500. The 200 of the people that are still not, home. You represent them all, which I know the 200 is a small fraction of people. Most of the people believe this town's okay, and as I think back, I remember the town halls, and like this quote. This isn't going to be swept under the rug. I'm not going to be the country bumpkin that gets talked over by a big corporation. We're going to hold their feet to the fire. Conway said, they're going to do what they said they're going to do, and they're going to protect people of this town. What happened to that? I would really like to know. He thinks the accident could have been avoided. He could have been avoided. He felt it was an accident and don't know if anybody's 100% to blame for this. 100% to blame for this. I don't know what reality you're living in. We know who's the 100% to blame for this. I know you can't say it because the money will stop, which is sad. Very sad. How much is your life worth? How much is they willing to, how much are they willing to sell your life for? It's basically what it is in this town now. And he said about Biden not coming. I'm telling you, you do not want Biden to come to town. You think your town has a hard time now? Wait till there is a memo out that Biden's coming to visit, and you will see people here that probably for hours away that don't like Biden. I personally think that's the worst thing that could happen to this town right now. I didn't even agree with Trump coming to this town or any other politician coming to this town because it's just for political gain is all it was for. They haven't passed any rail legislation. Remember, they made this safety act they're going to pass and keep everybody safe, and it's not passed. And, the one side's going to blame the other side's going to blame the other side. It's sickening. It's for political purposes. A visit from him might help with this stigmatism that the village has, a stigmatism that we have as a village that we're polluted. You know why that's there? Because there hasn't been proper cleanup, and there has been testing to refute the so-called EPA testings of everything's okay. That's why there's that stigma. It's not going to go away because this thing wasn't handled properly. It wasn't cleaned up properly. And, unfortunately, I guess the smart people out there that realize can see through the EPA lies, and I'm going to call them what they are, EPA lies, and realize that, it's not everything is okay. These people don't want to come and visit our town, visit our village from out of town. There's local youth athletic programs that won't bring their kids to our town. This is not fair to our residents to have a stigmatism around them. Well, you know what you need to do? You need to get on the phone with your buddy, Alan Shaw, and tell him to do the right thing and do the cleanup properly. Not the way he did. I mean, it's too late now, but it should have been done properly from the beginning, and then there wouldn't have been that stigma, as much through town. He is going to run again. I owe to the citizens. I wasn't going to rerun, but that was before the train accident, and now I know we will have to finish what we started. I have to make sure the citizens are taken care of. As I stated again, you represent 4,700, not 4,500. Okay. Now, see what I'm seeing here. See, I remember the town halls when you were pissed, and you wanted to know what was going on, and you wanted answers, and you wanted, testing, and then all of a sudden, everything's okay. Why? Or are you siding with the majority of the town because you know you need the majority of the votes to win? I mean, I would say the vast majority of the town thinks everything's okay. So, if he wants to run again, that's fine. I have no problem with him running again. It's just, see, it's in the beginning is when when he was pissed and wanted answers, and all of a sudden it was just like everything's okay. The railroad's taking care of it. Everything's okay. It's a change of story like that that gets to me. Um, I don't know. I honestly really don't know what to say about this. Like I said, I believe everybody has the right to, you know, the thoughts. But if you're saying what you're saying to keep getting money, it's disgusting. It is gross. I'm sorry, but it's gross. Um, you got 4,700 in town, not 4,500. You should be here for every one of your citizens, not just the ones that think that it's okay. But hey, that's I guess that's politics in the United States today. We're going to side with the majority because we know we need a majority to win, and as long as we have a majority that likes us, then we will win. I guess you could say. I don't know. All right. I don't know. I really don't know what else to say because, like I said, I don't want to rip on people for having their opinion. It's just how can you refute the evidence being brought before you of testing that proves that the cleanup was inadequate? I mean, I just don't understand how you can not pay attention to that unless it's for the money. And I'm not saying he's personally getting paid money. I'm just saying the money to buy stuff for the town because it seems to be I also heard that I was told that Norfolk Southern's buying an old that old building by the tracks and they're going to put an office here. I heard. I didn't look anything up yet or not. I guess it was on the news or something. What the heck would Norfolk Southern put an office in East Palestine for? That's very weird to me. I don't know. Would East Palestine approve Norfolk Southern operating something in East Palestine? I think they would right now, which is sickening because they're the reason why your town has the stigma it has, and you're treating them like they're kings. All right. I'll quit there before I start saying stuff I regret. I wish him the best. It is a lot of weight on your shoulders. I do understand, but like I said, you got to represent everybody, not just the group you choose to side with. You got to represent everybody, whether they're sick or not sick. Because, like I said, it's been 6 months. Stuff's starting to come out. What's going to come out in a year? What's going to come out in 2 years, 3 years? Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be good news. I hope I'm wrong, but if you don't learn from history, repeat it. And I do believe we are repeating it again because, at least from past, experiences and research I've done. This is just this is Norfolk Southern standard thing. East Palestine is not special because we got an assistance center. They put that in every freaking town they have a derailment in where it affects citizens. I don't have that page up, but I was looking at all the Norfolk Southern derailments that involved hazardous chemicals, and they put assistance center in every one of them. East Palestine isn't special. That's just their operating procedure is to put the assistance center in there to make it seem like they care and they're helping the people. So it doesn't make East Palestine special because we got that. They put that in everything, in every town where they have a hazmat incident where it affects people. So, we're not special to get that. They make it sound like we're special because we have that. No, it don't work that way. They do that to every town. which is sad. But all right, I'm in there. I think I blabbered on enough about that. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.